What does math and the Terminator have to do with each other? Well, I'm going to drop my Arnold Schwarzenegger accent at this point, otherwise you won't understand a word I'm saying. Neither would I, to be honest. But what do they have to do with what's going on here? First of all, the Terminator came out in 1984, and I remember loving that movie when it came out. And then it came out with the sequel, I'm like, ooh, equally cool. But then as Terminators go, well, as sequels go, I should say, they needed to stop at 2, in my opinion. I don't know. After that, it just kind of went downhill from there. But again, what does that have to do with what I'm doing here? Well, we're going to terminate some stuff is what we're going to do. But to do that, first of all, we're going to be simplifying, we're going to be factoring some polynomials here in order to get to where we want to get to multiply. So when they say multiply, a lot of people, oh man, this drives me nuts. So red's bad. Don't do this. Okay, don't let that multiplication symbol drive you nuts, okay? People try to do this. They'll go, woo, yeah, I'm gonna multiply here. And this is gonna get really, really ugly. What the crud is going on here? Oh. Okay, don't do that, okay? You're making it way too hard if you're trying to multiply this thing out. So, I guess what I'm saying is this multiplication word here, multiply word, it's misleading. Okay? The only thing that's getting multiplied, yeah, we're multiplying these two fractions, but what's really happening is we're just reducing factors. But to get there, we need to figure out what those factors are. So in my numerator, or excuse me, my first fraction, it's already set up. 2x minus 3 over 5x. The second fraction, I can factor out a 5 in the numerator. That gives me an x plus 1. And in the denominator, that's going to factor 2. You have a pair of respective means of factoring. I'll let you guys all figure out what those are, because everyone's going to have their own way of doing this. But long story short, is in that denominator, your factor is going to be 2x minus 3 and an x plus 1. Now here's a tip for you. I don't know if you know this or not, but a lot of times when you factor out the easier one, so see how we picked up that 5 or that x plus 1 was kind of easy, right? In the denominator, you can think of this, say, okay, well, I got an x plus 1 in the numerator. I wonder if one of the factors of 2x squared minus x minus 3 would have been that x plus 1. And we just figured out that was the case. So that can kind of help you out a little bit to help you get to your factors a little quicker, okay? All right, here's where the Terminator comes in. This little guy here, this marker, it's my Terminator marker. Yeah, it's going to terminate some stuff. It's going to terminate these factors that are in common. The x plus 1s are in common there. And check this out. I've got a 5 in this denominator, getting multiplied to everything in the denominator. That makes it eligible for dividing out. And I've got this 5 getting multiplied to everything in the numerator, so it's available to drop out. You can, C-A-N, reduce across the multiplication sign, okay? So there you go. Everything drops out that can drop out. As you do these sorts of problems, the best part is right after you factor, especially those really long ones, where you have like thousands of factors, it seems. Once you get it all factored out, the fun part is getting everything to reduce in it. Oh, looky, looky, I didn't even see this. I wasn't done, huh? You probably spotted this and I didn't. I'm too busy talking about whatever I was talking about. The 2x minus 3's dropped. Wow, everything dropped out except for the x. Okay, if that's what you're going to circle as your answer, then you're going to be wrong, okay? I talked about this in another video, but if everything drops out in the numerator like that, and you're like, oh yeah, it's all gone, my answer's just this x in the denominator. No, it isn't. You still got a 1 in that numerator, okay? Now it's done. All right, let's take a look at the second one. I'm going to go a little quicker here. My numerator, first term, or my numerator in the first fraction. That's a sum of cubes, so that's going to be x plus 3, quantity, times the quantity x squared minus 3x plus 9 which is kind of cool because as we see, that's what I've got in this denominator, so that'll be nice. If you don't know how to do the sum of cubes, I've got a video on there somewhere. Go find it. Let's see, this denominator, I'll factor out a -2, and that gives me an x plus 3. Well, that's kind of cool. That's going to drop with this guy. And my second fraction, I'm just going to rewrite right now. I don't have any factors that need to come out there. It's already factored out. All right, so let the games begin. The x plus 3 will drop. The x squared minus 3x plus 9 will drop. Did I get it all? No, I didn't, because here I've got a -2 and a +4. That will drop out. So let's see, I got a bloodbath going on here. What's left in the numerator? I've got a 2x cubed left in the numerator, right? In the denominator, I still got this negative. Don't forget about it. It's like a -1, which we can rewrite our answer as a -2x cubed. And that is the end of that. You know, I've been kind of dissing this whole Terminator thing, sequels upon sequels. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger should do another sequel where he talks about eliminating some of these guys. You get some serious satisfaction out of that, huh? Seeing these big problems all of a sudden shrink into one, and Arnold Schwarzenegger going nuts, except without a gun, he's using markers and stuff. That'd be so cool.